Chelsea, sixth match day, didn't win pretty much anything domestic apart from games. So that's what we have to do. So we just have to carry on. It's not over. It will not be over. If it will be over ever, I'm not sure. Maybe in 10 years we stand here and we still try to win something. But that's the job.
Frank, to lose the game and get applauded off in the way that you were by your supporters at the end of that match shows that your side has really, given a heck of a lot, especially second half. Great performance.
Yeah, well that's what spirit, passion, desire, running, jumping, tackling does for you, because there was some really good play within that, but the levels of character from the team, because 2-0 was an easy result against a team like Liverpool to give up. You almost go, okay, we're not going to turn this around, they're too good, and we did the opposite. We fought to the end, and it's nice to hear that from the crowd. And this is a bit of we do have to be patient, and they are, from the way they went off there, and they'll be patient if they see that desire, but the details within it, particularly the Firmino goal, are the reasons we don't get at least a point that we deserve from the match.
Do you think when you have a decision go against you like that, you've celebrated a goal and then it's ruled out, can that affect a team mentally?
You celebrate, obviously it's emotional, and you have to accept it and get it in the right way, even if it's frustrating not to, from scoring a goal and being 1-1 to be 1-0, and obviously after a few minutes later we were 2-0 down, but it's what it is.
It was a wonderful strike, wasn't it, by Trent for the first goal, because it seemed to be almost too close to goal, but he just smashed it top corner.
Yeah, he's got that in the locker, to be fair. We spoke about it just before the free kick, and it was an idea just to roll it just so he can get that half a yard, and he's got so much power on his shot that he can just find the top corner. And
it's a 4-game. It was a really good game.
Great game.
It was a fantastic game, yeah. Two teams going after each other, Liverpool getting the 2 goals. But to be fair to Chelsea, they created so many chances as well. Should have scored more goals than they actually did. But it was a fantastic game to watch. It had a bit of everything in there, and it was a really enjoyable game. I enjoyed watching from a Liverpool point of view. To get that goal from Trent Alexander-Arnold, I thought he was the best player for Liverpool. This guy, I think, is got everything. I mean, the pace that he generates from here, we know that. We've seen him whip crosses in with the pace in it, but to find that corner with the accuracy, the inside of the foot, the whip on it, side net, and the keeper's got absolutely no chance. So many times we've witnessed him doing that, giving his team width, but also having the end product to find someone into the box. He doesn't put it in first time, but he gives and he goes and he gets in behind. It's a very tight decision. Decent ball in, they get away with it. I think it's given offside. When Liverpool were under the cosh in the second half, he's first to the ball in the box, had to be at his best defensively. Positioner is absolutely perfect here. He's the one that's heading it out, and likewise here again. Distances between the centre half is spot on again, and he's the one that is clearing it. What a player, what a future.
And the 2 Liverpool fullbacks have been discussed so much, but actually when you just look at the bare statistics, as you can do there, they are way ahead of any other fullback in this league over the last...
Well, it's not a surprise, is it? That's what Liverpool demand from their fullbacks now, is that they give their team so much both defensively and going forward, and that tells that story.
And because they've got such 3 disciplined midfielders who all don't mind defending and filling in, that's part of the reason.
As far as Chelsea were concerned, applauded off at the end, and Frank Lampard said, the fans will appreciate it as long as you have the desire and you try things. They had 13 shots. They did give as good as they got with Liverpool today.
Well, the desire is fundamental in any good side, but the quality was there today. They're nicely balanced. They've got a lovely mix of experience and youth. I think the fans are on board, which is one of the reasons Frank was appointed. And there was some tremendous play today. We're going to look at the chances. I mean, we're talking about making chances and playing this. They're 55% possession. This quality of football that we're seeing, opening up the best defence of last year, Liverpool. 22 goals they conceded. They were very difficult to make chances against. And today, with Chelsea's movement, that was a super run from Abraham. Should have scored. After his hat-trick last week, you think he'd have put that away, and he kept getting in there, to be fair to him. But throughout the game, they were inventive. They had good rotation of positions. They ran back for each other. There was if I was a Chelsea fan today, even though you don't want to lose matches, but you would have enjoyed watching them play. And I don't think we could have said that last season under Sarri, and that was one of the biggest gripes. And now they've got this nice mix. Again, good ball in. Abraham, good run. Can't quite get the connection. Kante had a superb game for Chelsea. Looked back to his best. I mean, we don't expect this from him. What a finish that is. And then the game was really on a knife edge. And they had 2 more chances. I mean, bad marking from Liverpool, unlike the 2 centre-halves. Batshuayi can't get enough purchase on the header. And Mount's in that little position he finds himself. Super chance. But they did deserve something from the game. I think if they keep playing like that, they've got a great chance of getting in that top 4.
But Lampard made the point, didn't he? It's in the detail as well. And
Always.
if they switch off on the detail, such as for the Firmino
Not kept
goal.
a clean sheet, and that was one of the reasons why. You're going to get that with Chelsea this season because of the chances he's given the younger players. What that brings is inconsistency with so many young players in there, and you're going to get that, and that's what they'll have to put up with.
Although today he lost 2 of his back 4 that he started with early in the game, which, you know, was difficult, and still put in that performance, which is credit to them.
Right, on to...
We're in good spirit then. I wonder how they felt after the match. Well, let's find out, because Brandon, Dan and Nick caught up with our Danny Jameson.
Hello Seema, hello Don, good evening everybody. Welcome back to Stamford Bridge. Heck of a game between Chelsea and Liverpool. And even better if you fly halfway around the world to come and see it, which is exactly what these 3 gentlemen to my left have done today. So let me introduce you to Brandon from Minneapolis to my left here, Dan from Seattle in the middle, and Nick from Kansas City all the way over there. Now gentlemen, that is about as big a geographical spread as you can possibly get in the United States. So how on earth did you 3 end up coming to know each other?
Yeah, well, it's a great start. So essentially back in 2014, we just had this idea of, hey, this team we watch should start a podcast. This seems like a fun idea. Threw it out on Twitter, and the only 2 people that responded were still here standing next to me on my left. So it was that simple.
And all these years later, here you are at the Bridge. Podcast is going strong. And look, I mean, you've not managed to get 2 bad people to do a podcast with, I guess.
Yeah, we're very lucky that it came a little bit of a brotherhood, which is nice. It's not just 2 random individuals, and we enjoy one another's company, which is a good thing too.
Fantastic. I have to ask, being from across the pond, as we say, how did you all come to support Chelsea? Nick, we'll start with you.
My best friend in the world got me into Chelsea, and he actually saw them play in Chicago against the MLS All-Stars in like 2005. And then came back and was just buzzing about it. And I was like, all right, well, I mean, if he says so, then I'll watch. And he also had a better TV than I did in our dorm room. So yeah, it was great. And then clearly it's been a wild ride ever since.
Yeah, you've stayed on, Dan?
Yeah, with watching international soccer, or football rather, I saw Michael Ballack play for Germany as he came to Chelsea, and so I followed as well. And it's been a really good relationship so far.
Fantastic. Brandon, you're a little bit different. You played college soccer.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, so I probably followed a little bit more. I mean, Manchester United and Liverpool was what everyone was going at the time. And being a goalkeeper, you're a little bit different, so I couldn't go that route. But Petr Cech really brought me to the club after Euro 2004. And he just obviously, at that time, is a great time to jump on board and follow Chelsea and ride those coattails. But I'm proud to say I stayed when he left and went North London, but I'm glad he's back. I'm really happy.
Fantastic. Now let's talk about your experiences then here today, this week. So you guys have been over quite a bit though, right? This isn't your first time.
Correct, yeah. No, we've actually been fortunate. We've this is about our 6th time over in 2.5 years, and we're here for our 8th, 9th, and 10th match at Stamford Bridge, which it blows our mind. When we started this in 2014, that was not a goal, so we've been very lucky.
And how does it compare then, guys, to experiences watching sport back home in the United States? How does it compare to the Premier League over here?
I think it's hard to compare to anything else. Watching Chelsea here, watching the Premier League, there's just a different level of fandom that exists relative to, you get so much intermingling in the stands for a baseball game, for a football game in the U.S., and in the way that the away fans are kind of separated in a Premier League match is just completely different. It's electric.
Yeah, the lack of start-stop in in this game versus the U.S. game is key. I think the atmosphere really builds here, and you can kind of tell. We get to the second half today, the momentum really got on our side, and the fans really helped boost that.
I mean, I'm always curious how people from abroad follow the Premier League, because, like, for example, Dan, you're out in Seattle.
Yes.
That means early games on a Saturday kick off at what, 4:30 a.m.?
Which means lineups at 3:30 a.m., which means that you either don't sleep, which is probably the preferred method, or a lot of caffeine really, really early.
Oh, that's the one. So how do you guys watch the games back? Is there a group of you that go out in Kansas City? Is there a bar that you go to? What's the deal?
Yeah, I think we all have our pubs, right, which is a key to the American watching experience. You get together with either the Chelsea in America groups or the independent chapters. You go to the pubs, you watch the match with your mates, and it's it's a little bit different, right? We get the whole TV experience. We get VAR very quickly rather than here when it's a little bit paused. But I mean, it's how you build a relationship with people around you, and I think it strengthens year after year after year.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think being able to watch in a group of people, it really tightens the bonds, because remember, we're watching from thousands of miles away, unable to touch and consume it like we did tonight, and just again the community around it is really what makes it special.
Oh, awesome. So where were you guys sat tonight? Where were your seats?
West Upper.
Yeah.
West Upper. Okay, so what was the atmosphere like around there? Was it loud? I imagine it was, especially that second half.
A lot of people being very unhappy with the officiating and the VAR moment. Yeah,
I can imagine.
The chants from the shed though made their way up, so we were continuing with that, chanting Chelsea and carefree and all that stuff. So that's what's loving about it, is it makes it all the way around the stadium. So we definitely felt a part of it and right there with it.
Absolutely. And listen, you guys have been following Chelsea for a while now. How does this team compare to some of the ones in the past? I mean, there's a lot of good young players coming through. You've got to be impressed by them, right?
Oh, I mean, they're outstanding. I mean, we're really excited, I think, both for what's happening right now, but also the potential of the future, and to see where a Tammy Abraham and a Mason Mount might go past this year.
Yeah, it's a season in progress, and you look at Tomori and what he did today. He was exceptional. Look at what Mason Mount is doing this season. Abraham looks great, and Christensen's found a new form. I mean, you have this whole generation of players.
And dreams are lived through him, and seeing him come to the biggest league in the world, one of the best teams in the world, has absolutely amplified football, soccer in the United States, and it's great for the growth of the game and the popularity. And to have someone as grounded and mature as Christian for as young as he is, you really couldn't pick a better person to just humbly take this in stride.
It's great to see just a young lad from Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.
I believe.
Hero of Hershey.
I can't keep you too long because you guys have got a podcast to record tonight, right? What's the name of the podcast?
London is Blue
The
podcast.
London is Blue podcast. Fantastic. I'll be looking out for it. Gents, thank you so
Appreciate
much
it.
for being with us. Glad it was a good performance, I suppose, even if it wasn't a good result. Enjoy the rest of your time in the United Kingdom and enjoy the podcast recording later on today. Seema, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Seema, got one for you. And it's Scott, the question that you asked, your evil question before about selling one player.
It was, I know, sorry.
Scott is saying from Nigeria, he's saying, if I had to sell one player from the front three, it would have to be Mane.
Ooh.
Because replacing Salah is much more difficult. Only Messi in the world is better than Mo Salah. So players like Son, Aubameyang, Sancho are definitely Mane for him.
Okay, what do you make of that? I think you could question anything. You could say no.
Can you win? Can you win? Whichever one you say,
can't.
Mane. I'll sell Mane. Or will I sell Firmino? Can't sell Firmino. Salah. Can't sell Salah. I don't know. Evil seems you are.
Anyway, silly question.